Hello, I'm Lucy, and today we're going to read Junie B and the Stupid Smelly Bus. So are you ready to read? Let's start. We finished The Princess in Black. This is the first book. Chapter 1. Meaning Misters. My name is Junie B. The B stands for Beatrice, except I don't like Beatrice. I just like B, and that's all. I'm almost 6 years old. Almost 6 is when you get to go to kindergarten. Kindergarten is where you go to meet new friends and not watch TV. My kindergarten is the afternoon kind. Today was my first day of school. I'd been to my room before, though last week Mother took me there to meet my teacher. It was called Meet the Teacher Day. My teacher was decorating the bulletin board with the letters of the alphabet. I already know all of those letters, I said. I can sing them, except I don't feel like it right now. My teacher shook my hand, only our hands didn't fit together that good. Her name is Mrs. I can't remember the rest of it. Mrs. said I looked cute. I know it, I said. That's because I have on my new shoes. I held my foot way high in the air. See how shiny they are? Before I put them on, I looked them. And guess what else? I said, this is my bestest hat. Grandpa Miller bought it for me. See the devil horns sticking out the sides? Mrs. laughed, except I don't know why. Devil horns are supposed to be scary. Then we walked around the room and she showed me where the stuff was, like the Elsa's when we get to paint. And the shelves where the books are, and the tables where we sit and don't watch TV. One of the tables in the front of the room had a red chair. I like to sit here, I think, I told her, but Mr. said, we'll have to wait, see, Junie B, I said. Call me Junie B, because maybe she liked the B, of course. I hollered the B part real loud, and so she wouldn't forget it. People are always forgetting my B. Mother rolled her eyes and looked at the ceiling. I looked up there too, but I didn't see anything. Are you going to ride the bus, Junie? Mrs. asked me. I made my shoulders go up and down. I don't know where it's going to. My mother nodded her head and said, yes, she'll be riding the bus. That made me feel scary inside, because I never ridden on a bus before. That made me feel scary. Yeah, only where is it going to? I asked again. Mr. sat on her desk. Then she and my mother talked more about the bus. I tapped on Mrs. Guess what? I still don't know where it's going to. Mr. smiled and said the bus driver's name was Mr. Wu. Mr. Wu, said Mother. That's an easy name for Junie B to remember. I covered my ears and stamped my foot. Yeah, only where's the stupid smelly bus going to? This is the Junie B's mother, very shocked, and this is Junie B teacher, Mrs. Mother and Mrs. frowned. Frowning is when your eyebrows look grumpy. Watch yourself, Missy, said Mother. Missy's my name when I'm in trouble. I looked down at my shoes. They didn't look as shiny as they did before. Just then another mother and a boy came in, and Mrs. went off to walk to them instead of me. I didn't know why, though. The boy was hiding behind his mother and acting very babyish. I can't beat that boy up, I think. This boy must be William. After that, my mother sat me down and explained about the bus. She said it's yellow and it's called a school bus and it stops at the end of my street. Then I get on it and sit down and it take me to school. And then your teacher will meet you in the parking lot, said Mother. Okay, Junie B, won't that be fun? I nodded the word yes. Yes, but inside my head, I said the word no. Chapter 2, Feeling Squeezy. I stayed scared about the bus for a whole week. At last, when my mother tucked me into bed, I still felt sickish about it. Guess what? I said. I don't think I want to ride that school bus to kindergarten tomorrow. Then my mother rumpled my hair. Oh, sure you do, she said. Oh, sure I don't, I said back. Then mother kissed me and said, it'll be fun, you'll see, just don't worry. I did, though I worried very much, and I didn't sleep so good either. And this morning, I felt very droopy when I got up, and my stomach was squeezy, and I couldn't eat my cereal. And so I watched TV until Mother said it was time to get ready to go. Then I pulled on my skirt that looked like velvet, and my new fuzzy pink sweater, and I ate a half of tuna sandwich for lunch. After that, Mother and I walked to the corner to wait the bus. And guess what? There's another mother and a little girl too. The little girl had curly black hair, which is my favorite kind of head. This must be Grace. I didn't say hello to her though, because she was from a different street, that's why. Then finally this big yellow bus came around the corner and the brakes screeched very loud and I had to cover my ears. Then the door opened and the bus driver said, Hi, I'm Mr. Wu. Hop on. If the book says a curly black hair and the girl was wearing pink high tops too, then it is Grace. It's because Grace always wears pink high tops. I didn't hop on because my legs didn't want to. I don't think I want to ride this bus to kindergarten, I told Mother again. Then she gave me a little push. Go on, Junie B, she said. Mr. Wu is waiting for you. Be a big girl and get on. I looked up at the windows. The little girl with the curly black hair was already in the bus. She looked very big sitting up there and kind of happy. Look how big that little girl is acting, Junie B, said Mother. Why don't you sit right next to her? It'll be fun, I promise. And so I got on the bus. And guess what? It wasn't fun. Chapter 3, The Stupid Smelly Bus. What did I say? The stupid smelly bus. The bus wasn't like my daddy's car at all, and it was very big inside, and the seats didn't have any clothes on them. The little curly girl was sitting near the front, and so I tapped on her. Guess what? I said. Mother said for me to sit here. No, she said. I'm saving this seat for my best friend, Mary Ruth Marble. Then she put her little white purse on the place where I was going to sit. And so I made a face at her. Hurry up and find a seat, young lady, said Mr. Wu. And so I quick sat down across the curly mean girl. And Mr. Wu shut the door. It wasn't a regular kind of door though. It folded in half, and when it closed, it made a whooshy sound. I don't like that kind of door. If it closes on you by accident, it will cut you in half. and you made a squishy sound. The bus made a big roar. Then a big puff of black, smelly smoke came out the back end of it. It called bus breath, I think. Mr. Wood drove for a while. Then the brakes made the loud, screechy noise again. I covered my ears so it couldn't get inside my head. Because if loud, screechy noises get inside your head, you have to take an aspirin. I saw that on the TV commercial. Then the bus door opened again, and a dad and a boy with a grouchy face got on. The dad smiled. Then he plopped the grouchy boy right next to me. "This is Jim," he said. "I'm afraid Jim isn't too happy this afternoon." The dad kissed the boy goodbye, but the boy wiped it off his cheek. Jim had on a backpack. It was blue. I love backpacks. I wish I had one of my very own. One time I found a red one in the trash can, but it had a little bit of gushy on it, and Mother said no. Jim's backpack had lots of zippers. I touched each one of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. I counted. Wow, I didn't have a bag with 4 zippers. Then I unzipped. I counted. Then I unzipped one. "Hey, don't!" yelled Jim. He zipped it right up again. Then he moved to the seat in front of me. I hate that, Jim. After that, the bus kept stopping and staring, and lots of kids kept getting on. Loud kids, and some of them were the kind who looked like meanies. Then the bus began getting very noisy and hot inside, and the sun kept shining down on me and my fuzzy hot sweater. And here's another hot thing. I couldn't roll down my window because it didn't have a handle. And so I just kept on getting hotter and hotter, and it smelled in the bus too. The bus smelled like an egg salad sandwich. "I want to get out of here," I said right out loud, but nobody heard me. I hate in this stupid smell bus. Then my eyes got a little bit wet. I wasn't crying though, because I'm not a baby, that's why. After that, my nose started running, only the bus didn't have a glove compartment, which is where you keep the travel tissues, of course. And so I had to wipe my nose on the fuzzy pink sweater sleeve. Then I stayed on the bus for about an hour of 3. Until finally I saw a flagpole and a playground. That means we're at kindergarten. Then Mr. Wood drove the bus into the parking lot and stopped. I jumped up very fast, because all I wanted to do was get off that stupid smelly thing. Only guess what? That Jim pushed right in front of me. And the curling mean girl did too. Then the people started squishing me real tight, and so I pushed them away, and they pushed me right back. That's when I fell down, and a big foot stepped on my skirt that looked like velvet. "Stop it!" I yelled. Then Mr. Wool hollered, "Hey, hey, hey!" And he picked me up and helped me off the bus. "Mistress is waiting for me just like my mother said." "Hi, I'm glad to see you," she called. Then I ran over to her. Then I showed her the big footprints on my skirt that looks like velvet. Yeah, only look what happened. I got stepped, and so now I'm soiled. Mistress brushed it. "Don't worry, Junie," she said. "It'll come off." After that, I just folded my arms and made a frown. 'Cause guess what? She forgot my B again. Chapter 4. Me and Lucille and some other kids. Some of the other boss kids turned out to be in my class too. One of them was Jim, that Jim I hate. Mistress made us line up. Then we followed her to our room. It's called room 9. There were other kids waiting by the door. Then, when Mistress unlocked it, everyone squeezed in all at once. The Jim stepped on my new shoe. He made a scratch mark on my shiny toe. The kind of scratch that licking won't fit. Hey, watch it, you dumb Jim! I hollered at him. Mistress bent down next to me. Let's try to use our quiet voices while we're in school, she said, and nodded nicely. I hate that Jim, I said in my quiet voice. After that, Mistress clapped her hands together very loud. I want everyone to find a chair and sit down as fast as you can, she said. That's when I ran to the table with the red chair. Only guess what? There was already someone sitting there, a girl with little red fingernails. And so I tapped on her and said, I would like to sit here, I think. No, she said, I am. Yeah, only I already picked that chair out, I told her. Ask my mother if you don't believe me. But the girl shook her head, no. And then Mistress clapped her loud hands again and said, please find a seat. And so then I had to quick sit down in the stupid yellow chair, the same stupid color as the stupid yellow boss. After that, Mistress walked to a big closet in the back of the room. It's called the sloppy closet. She got out boxes of new pointed crayons and some white circles. Then she passed them out, and we have to print our names on the circles and pin them to our fronts. It was our first work. If you need help spelling your name, raise your hand, said Mistress. I raised my hand. I don't need help, I told her. Grandma Miller says I print beautifully. I used red. But then a mistake happened. I made Junie too big, and there wasn't any room left for my B, and so I had to squish it very teeny at the bottom. I hate this stupid dumb circle, I hollered. Mistress made the shh sound and gave me a new one. Thank you, I said nicely. Grandma Miller says I print beautifully. The girl with the red fingernails was faster than me. She showed her the circle and pointed to the letters. L-U-C-I-L-L-E. That spells Lucille, she said. I like the name of Lucille, I said, because guess why? Seals are my favorite animals, that's why. Then Mistress passed out drawing paper, and we drew pictures of our family. Mistress put a happy face sticker on mine. It was very good, except I made my father too teeny, and Mother's hair looked like sticks. After that, Mistress took our class on a walk around the school. Everyone had to find a buddy to walk with. My buddy was Lucille. We held hands. The boy Kim beat out was right in front of us. His buddy was that Jim. That Jim I hate. The first place we walked to is called the Media Center. My mother called it a library. It's where the books are. And guess what? Books are my favorite things in the whole world. Hey, there's a jillion of them in there, I hollered, feeling very excited. I think I love this place. The librarian bent down next to me. She said to use my quiet voice. Yeah, only guess what? Right now, I just like the kind of books with pictures. But Mother said when I get big, I'm going to like the kind with just words. And also stewed and tomatoes. The boy on computer said, shh. I made a fist at it. Then he turned around. After that, we went to the cafeteria. The cafeteria is where kids eat lunch, except not when you're in kindergarten. I said, it smells yummy in here, just like spaghetti and meatballs. Then that Jim turned around and held his nose. P.U., I smell you, she said. Lucille laughed very hard, and so I stopped holding her hand. The next place we went to was the nurse's office. It was cute in the place. There are 2 little beds where you get to lie down, and 2 little blankets that are color of plaid. Our nurse doesn't look like nurse. She doesn't wear white clothes and white shoes. Her nurse is a regular color. Lucille raised her hand. My brother said that last year he came here and you let him take off his shoes. And he got a drink of water in just his socks. The Jim turned around again. P.U., I smell your feet, he said to Lucille. This time Lucille stuck her tongue at him. After that, we held hands again. Chapter 5, Principal. After we left nurse, we went to the main office. That's where the boss of the school lives. His name is Principal. Principal is a baldy. He talked to us. Then Lucille raised her hand. My brother said that last year he had come down here and you yelled at him. And now he's not allowed to beat up kids at recess anymore. Principal's kid of laughed. Then he held the door for us to leave. After that, we walked to the water fountain and Mistress let us get a drink. I didn't get a long one though, 'cause kids kept tapping on me. Hurry up, girl, they said. Yeah, only guess what? That's not even my name. Her name is Junie Bumblebee, said Lucille. Then she laughed. But I didn't think it was a very funny joke. After that, Mrs. showed us where the bathrooms were. There's 2 kinds of bathrooms in a school, a boys' kind and a girls' kind. I can't go in the boys' kind though, 'cause no girls allowed. That's why I tried to peek my head in there, but Mr. snapped her fingers at me. The only boy who got to go into the bathroom was the boy I can beat up. He was jangling very much. Then he started running all over the places, and he was holding the front of his pants. William, said Mistress, are you having an emergency? Then William yelled, yes, and he ran right in there. The rest of us walked back to our room. I touched Lucille's fingernails. She said that her fingernail polish is named Very, Very Berry. I would like to have my fingernails red too, I said, but I'm only allowed to have the kind of polish that looks shiny. Its name's Clear. Clear is the color of spit. I hate clear, said Lucille. Me too, I told her. And also, I hate yellow, which is the color of the stupid smelly bus. Lucille nodded her head. My brother said when you ride home on the bus, kids put chocolate milk on your head. Then all of a sudden my stomach felt very squeezy again. 'Cause I had to ride the bus home, that's why. Why did you have to tell me that for, Lucille? I said kind of grouchy. After we got back to room 9, we did some more work. It was a game to help us learn each other's names. I learned Lucille and also a girl named Charlotte, another girl named Grace. Junie B's best friend is Lucille and Grace. Then I learned a boy named Ham, which we eat at Grandma Muller's. Parents and sisters clapped their loud hands together. Okay, everyone, gather up your things. It's almost time for the bell. Then I heard noise in the parking lot and a screechy brakes, and so I looked out the window and I saw the school bus. It was coming to get me. Oh no, I said kind of loud. Now I'm going to get chocolate milk poured on my head, then chewed my fingers. Get in line, said Mrs. When we get outside, I want all of the bus students to come with me. The rest of you must go to the crossing guard. Everyone was lining up. I was the very last one. Just then the bell rang and Mrs. marched out the door. Everybody else marched out too. Except guess what? I didn't. And that is the end for today of Junie B and the Stupid Smell Bus. And we'll read the left ones and next time. This is the part 1, and we'll read another thing in part 2. And I hope you had a great day, and we'll see you next time. Bye.